Your insiders, Darren, Dreger, and Pierre, LeBrun. Our typical ideal of a rebuild or a retool would be to trade veteran players and get prospects and draft picks. But Pierre, Montreal's thinking about doing it a slightly different way?
You know, they've been a little outside the box, hiring Marty St. Louis to coach without any experience, and what an impact that's had so far. And so more out of the box thinking here. What we're hearing is that, yes, the Canadiens are still on the lookout for picks and prospects in their roster makeover. But further proof that this is not necessarily a traditional rebuild, but more of a roster transformation is that I'm told the Habs intend to be pretty aggressive in free agency come July 13th, that they hope to be a player. That while they want to get younger in some parts of the team, they also want to lure a big star or two to Montreal as part of this roster transformation. Now, let me say this. It's not like Mark Bergevin, the previous GM, didn't want to sign UFAs on July 1st. He certainly tried. Not a top A destination for some free agents. But what I was told by another team today, if Marty St. Louis stays on as coach, what kind of a factor is he in maybe attracting some free agents?
Less than a month until trade center, and Filip Forsberg, maybe his name hasn't been mentioned enough to get him on our trade bait list, but you do hear whispers once in a while here, Dregs. What's the latest from Nashville?
Well, look, he's Nashville's top scorer, and the position of the Nashville Predators is they want to extend his time on long term to stay with the organization. However, the talks with Filip Forsberg and his agent, J.P. Barry, remain in the preliminary stage, which is fueling the speculation with the trade deadline now less than 1 month away. But you do have to look at the numbers here, right? Matt Duchene is an $8 million cap hit. Ryan Johansson is an $8 million cap hit. For Filip Forsberg, who's 27 years of age, to stay with the Nashville Predators long term, his cap hit and his expected salary is going to have to be north of $8 million.
Yeah, in the meantime, a player that now looks like he's most definitely going to change addresses before the end of the season is Mark Giordano. We told you a couple of weeks ago that there was going to be a conversation between Giordano, the Seattle Kraken's captain, and GM Ron Francis. That chat has occurred, and what the two have decided is that Seattle will explore the trade market for their veteran captain, see what's out there, and most likely move him. And in general, I'm told the Kraken hope to be aggressive with all their cap space in terms of making other moves.
And the Devils looking for a goalie, Pierre?
Yeah, so you may remember Jonathan Bernier went down with season-ending hip surgery in early January. Then Mackenzie Blackwood hit IR in late January with a heel injury. And they don't know if or when he'll be back. So the Devils now are calling around the league with a pretty aggressive name. They're trying to find a goaltender for the rest of the season, which, of course, might be of interest to the Edmonton Oilers, who are also looking at their goalie options.
Dregs, what's the next step in World Cup of Hockey talk?
Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly will head to Europe in mid-March to nail down some of the logistics, or at least, discuss the planning of the 2024 World Cup of Hockey with, the European counterparts. And while he's there, he's also going to go through the new player development agreement with Sweden, Finland, and the Czech Republic. So a good amount of international business getting done. They're not in a position, be it the NHL, the Players Association, and the IIHF, to formalize the 2024 World Cup of Hockey, but this is a pretty big step in the next direction.
And I suppose, like everything else in hockey, Russia's participation would be up in the air.